What up, y'all? And welcome back to the next episode of Don't Do That. Right here on
Wicked.
No. Yeah, I don't know what we're at now.
Well, you know what?
This week is wicked.
This is a wicked week.
This is a whole wicked week.
You may have gotten an extra episode. Is this the Monday episode?
Yeah, I think it's because we downloaded it because we missed Friday. I was sick.
Oh, yeah.
Gave it to him yesterday on a Sunday.
Because we missed Friday.
Yep. And yeah.
Called it Mad as Hell Monday.
But this is technically Monday.
You know what?
Wednesday.
Oh, yep. This is Mad as Hell Monday. Yep.
This is why I'm confused. This is why I'm confused. That's his fault.
Yep, this is Mad as Hell Monday.
Okay. All right. Now.
Rename the other day.
Okay. All right.
Came out on Sunday.
So, smoke of the app. This is what happens whenever you film in advance.
And yes.
Work a lot. This is Red Raspberry Kush, House of Dank. It's Good Life Infusions. That is my spot. Let's get on now. Now.
All right.
Now.
We have done this. We feel like Groundhog's Day now. So
my God, yes.
The phone has been, the camera has been whoa. And we have, yeah. Okay, so getting back to the matter at hand, getting back to the smoke of the day, HOD, that is the spot. Boom. So we are going to talk about Black Power versus White Power. Yep. I'm going there. Black Power versus White Power. So.
And what the difference is.
When we are doing White Power versus Black Power, we have to think about intent. Okay, so the intent with Black Power, because we've never actually been in power, is to achieve some type of power.
And Obama doesn't count because we all know presidents are puppets. So let's not.
Matter.
Let me
not say that. It did not matter. Having Obama in office and him being the president that he was mattered to us because
it did.
Finally we were able to have someone that looked like us achieve that status. However,
understand where I'm coming from.
Is a puppet, and that is, that's a nice.
How much stuff could he have passed, but he couldn't pass because nobody would let him pass?
It's a nice feather. It's a nice feather in the cap to say that we've had someone that was quote unquote African American in the White House. But at the end of the day, the way politics are set up, we had, a good time for maybe 2 years, 2.5.
So,
and then it was a wrap. Because they didn't want him in there anyway. But Black Power versus White Power, I digress. I'm going off into some other stuff. When we say Black Power, we want equality. We want to be left alone. We want to not be racially profiled. When they say White Power, they're meaning this is our country. They don't belong here. We do what we wanna. You're an NIGG with the hard ER. And and so on and so forth, so when you say white power, you mean proud boys, right? You mean proud boys.
They're not that proud boys no more.
KKK. You mean skinheads.
Proud boys, so they're no longer allowed to even use that.
You mean all of these things that are the exact thing that they stereotype us into being, which is violent. Agitating all types of, riots and such, and that we don't do that. We don't incite riots unless something has went down to make us go to that.
Exactly. When somebody decides they want to stir the pot.
Yeah, for the simple fact
they know the reaction.
Never had the power to be able to say we're going to just go out and do this, because when we go out and do stuff, we immediately have to think of consequences.
Here's an example.
Because
Okay.
there are consequences even if we stand there with a sign.
The ex-Proud Boys, because we can't call them the Proud Boys no more, right?
Okay, yeah.
Right, because they got sued and they're no longer allowed to use the name.
And we're proud that they're not the Proud Boys.
Exactly. Now, here's the thing. If you were to take a group of black people to go protest somewhere or do an anti-protest in the back of the U-Haul, how well do you really think that would have went? Do you think it would have went down as it would have went down if whenever they did that to them? No. I guarantee you that, and this only reason why people are going to sit there and say that they're thugs and they're fighting and they're not obeying the law is because somebody done already tased somebody, pepper sprayed somebody, or hit somebody for no damn reason. And I mean the police hitting somebody.
Yeah, but I can show you countless videos, right?
I've seen countless.
No, I'm talking about them.
Oh yeah, they can
show them countless videos of.
I mean, all you
police officers.
It's right there, literally on the same platform we are on right now. Yeah. You can literally go look it up.
Okay, let me tell you the formula. Get pulled over, as a black man, white man, whatever. Get pulled over. These are the police. And if you tell me I'm lying, you ain't been pulled over by the police more than once or twice.
Exactly.
You get pulled over by the police. You ask what they pull you over for. First, questioning of their authority. They immediately get an attitude. They want to see your driver's license. Don't tell them, what do you need to see my driver's license for? You need to tell me what you're pulling me over for. I need to know what the problem is first, because you do have the right to do that. Now, that's step 2. You challenge their authority twice. However, you are within your constitutional rights. Right?
Exactly.
Okay. Now we need you to step out of the vehicle. Well, I don't want to step out of the vehicle. I don't feel comfortable stepping out of the vehicle. You haven't told me what I'm being pulled over for. What am I being detained for? They still haven't told you what you're being detained for. But you are now failing to comply is their next move. Now you're failing to comply, and now they are escalating not de-escalating, escalating the situation, making you feel even more uncomfortable, as though something really bad could happen if you don't do what they're telling you to do. Sound familiar?
I mean, you can look them all up.
The bad thing about it is I can't even put that all on white cops, because it's some really messed up, I'm sorry, pussified black cops too.
There's a cop culture. And the thing is within that cop culture also, for those, and I mean, the thing is what a lot of them need to understand, those that know it's wrong. Those that just, you know how you know, whenever you sit there and you just know something, it just disgusts you. You have that, like, oh, I know that's not right feeling.
Oh, that goes right into the next one.
So then you wind up thinking about like this. Like, I just don't know. So.
This is coming together too perfect. So they're telling me.
But
yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to go back and forth, though, because I've got another good topic. And the good topic that we're going to save towards the end is I want to ask everyone a question. Ponder this before we get to it. I want to ask everyone a question. When is it okay to snitch?
Think about it for a minute.
No, think about that, because the question was posed when I heard that Young Thug called Kid Cudi a snitch because he was under oath which he could have faced perjury in court, asked about what Diddy did as far as being in his home, putting his dog in the bathroom, opening Christmas presents, setting the man's car on fire. But he was labeled a snitch by Young Thug. And I'm saying, if somebody set my car on fire, there's one of two ways I'm going to handle it. And this was taking the high ground in my personal opinion. But we'll talk about it.
Now, on to some judges themselves that ain't right.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So you have serious forms. Now, this is Out of Politics by David Harris. Law and Crime Newsbreak. Serious forms of misconduct. Judge suspended for driving to hospital with plans on arresting defendant. So the Wisconsin Supreme Court has suspended a judge for hopping into her car with a defense attorney to arrest his client at a hospital because he couldn't show up for court. Now, in addition to the ill-advised field trip, Dane County Judge Ellen K. Burrs also made remarks to another defendant in a separate case that the justices deemed intemperate and discourteous. For those actions, Burrs was suspended for 7 days. The filing from the Wisconsin Judicial Commission states, according to the 11-page order, Burrs was presiding over a trial on December 13th and 2021 involving a defendant charged with operating while intoxicated. The defendant was unable to show up in court because he had been admitted to the hospital. Now, rather than issue a bench warrant or delay the trial, Burrs took matters into her own hands. First, she ordered a staff member to determine which hospital the defendant was admitted to. Once they found out, Burrs told her bailiff to go arrest him, but the deputy was not permitted to leave the courthouse. Burrs then decided to go to the hospital to arrest the defendant herself and order the defense attorney to accompany her, instructing the lawyer not to inform his client they were on the way before she left. She told her court that if something happened to her, they would hear about it on the news.
It's sad that people actually are starting to realize that that is a smart move, is to film the police, is to film the people that are supposed to be serving and protecting us. We need to start filming these people. We need to start having our voice recorders on, holding these people accountable. Because, man,
you guys that's like, why would we just
a second killing?
Oh yeah, at Marcy Correctional Facility. Yep.
And this is after Robert Brooks. This is after Robert Brooks.
This is a regular occurrence, bro.
It was somewhere else in Marcy. It
was Marcy, New York. But it was one of the other places.
One of the other places, somebody. I mean, so this is just the Marcy way. This is how we get down. And these are the people that are being paid to serve and protect. The people that you are supposed to comply. When they say, you're supposed to do what I say, and if you don't, you're going to have a bad day. Relax. How am I supposed to relax when it is statistically proven that people that look like me may or may not make it out of the encounter with someone like you? Maybe I'm a little fearful for my life. Facts.
All right, go on to your next one.
Now, the next one was, and this one's a good one. When is it okay to snitch? It's like I posed it to you earlier. If someone lights your car on fire and you're called into court and you're under oath and they ask you to give an account of what happened, perjury could land you in jail for not telling the accounts of what happened, right? So I wanted to ask everybody down in the comments, like, get down there and say, like, what? Because I was at Marcus Lamont Hill on Joe Budden. shout out to Marcus Lamar Hill. He actually said that it was snitching and that he didn't condone it the way it was done and that there should be other ways. And I, I'm torn.
I am too.
I'm torn.
Because
I don't know if that's what we should call it.
I don't know. I don't. I don't know. But I mean, when you
court and it means you missing time from your life, your family, your well-being.
Because at the end of the day, nobody is really worth that to go to jail for.
I'm sorry, I've been in there and I'm not
especially under circumstances. I mean, the rule when it comes to your life, okay.
Come on now.
All right, and the situation that he was in,
right?
That I mean, honestly, can't nobody really sit there and say what they would and wouldn't do until they are into that situation. Yeah. Now, here are I feel sorry, the rules. If you have to go by it, because no matter if you call, when you call snitching, that's in any way, shape, or form, right? Tattletaling, right? Whether or not it's to police officers, to parents, to friends, to your boyfriend, boyfriend's girlfriend, or vice versa. Okay. And I'll tell you for example, if he was to do something and one of his boys came to me, would that be snitching to tell me because he's married? That's snitching. Things like that, right? That's considered snitching. Now, in court of law, if you're kind of forced into that, again, that situation varies for whoever you are.
I'll take you.
Personally, you ain't worth me. You ain't worth. Hold on, you ain't worth no jail time. 2, is there kids involved? Okay, is there kids involved? Is there kids involved? And we'll even take it a step further. Teenagers. Okay, teenagers, and that goes as far as whenever teen is out of the name of teenager.
So, in this case, we would like to refer to the great and famous Robert Kelly. Robert Kelly is a musical genius.
Right.
But it has been proven
in the court of law by his peers. Girls. Now all the way up.
And so therefore he is serving
teenage years and adult years.
He is serving time for messing around with underage girls. So there are people that knew that Kelly was doing he was the diddler before the diddler.
Right, he was the original. Well, I don't know. Maybe they was diddlers together.
They was diddling together.
The idea of the diddling probably came together with a little diddling of the diddling.
I'm sure there was a whole diddle party.
It probably was.
But
they probably invented the ketamine oil.
I'm saying, if you know that this type of stuff is going on, that's the thing. It's a whole different level to snitching when it's something like that. When there are children involved,
or if you are
snitching, it's not.
If there is, and again, this is when you're out,
children.
When you're out partying, okay, your homeboy does some pretty scandalous nonsense and drop some shit into somebody's drink. You really gonna let your homeboy do that? What if would you let him do that to your sister?
Is it snitching?
Is it snitching if you say something?
That he mollied somebody? Is it snitching?
And now, mind you, snitching goes as far as
blunt, and they end up scratching their head out, scratching their hair out of their head. Like,
now balls all the way around like that.
Is it snitching when you ruin someone's life for one moment of pleasure that you thought you were gonna have when you drug some chick up? Just for you to have one night, but now you screwed up her life for the next 10 to 15 and maybe the rest of it. So you could I mean, I'm saying.
All right, you need to take this. We need to get off that subject.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so now this happened May 13th, 2025. Okay, that was when the headline had dropped. Family demands murder charges after Ohio man dies following jail restraint incident. CNN US. All right, this is off of CNN. All right.
Credible.
The family of an Ohio man who died 2 days after deputies restrained him in jail is calling for murder charges to be filed against the jail employees involved in the incident. Christian Black was arrested and taken to the Montgomery County Jail on March 24th for an alleged incident involving a carjacking. Hours later, footage from inside the jail obtained by the family attorney shows the 25-year-old appearing to experience a crisis inside his cell. In the video, at least 10 employees are seen preparing outside the cell before entering and attempting to restrain him. The video shows Black agitated, running and slamming his body into officers as they enter the cell. In a matter of seconds, officers deploy stun guns, but Black continues to fight back, shouting at officers, "Shoot me." Wow. While it appears Black is experiencing some kind of crisis, his family told CNN that he did not have any mental health issues and was not on any prescribed medication. We believe the officers were complicit in bringing him to that state of mind. Black family attorney Michael Wright told CNN. Eventually, correctional officers overpower Black, putting him in a safety restraint chair, which is used by jailers to control combative, self-destructive, or potentially violent inmates to reduce the risk of physical harm to both the inmate and staff, according to a Facebook post by the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office in Dayton. About 5 minutes into the video, Black is forced forward by correctional officers while restrained in the chair with his hands behind his back. An officer can be heard saying, "Let him tire himself out." At this point in the video, Black can be heard saying, "Help me." It's very evident to me he was gagging, Black's mother told CNN about the video. As a mom, when you hear or watch your son in that vulnerable position, it makes a horrific situation even more horrific. By the 7-minute mark of the video, Black is leaned back in the chair and appears unconscious. According to the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, one officer continues to firmly hold his face back, which is now restrained in a mask. "Can you get him out of his chair because I don't feel a heartbeat? I don't feel a heartbeat," a nurse can be heard saying after checking Black with the stethoscope. Minutes later, some of the same officers involved in the restraining Black are seen performing CPR on him. Black was eventually transported to Miami Valley Hospital by Dayton Fire Department, where he died 2 days later. Black's cause of death was ruled a homicide, likely caused by mechanical and positional asphyxia, according to the coroner's office preliminary findings. In an interview with CNN, his mother, Misty Black, said correctional officers murdered him. They murdered him. They put him in a position that killed him. It was a homicide. The fact that you guys cannot seem to find better ways, even though I get it, tase guns, whatever, didn't work. At this point, you did have to wrestle him down, get him down. I get it. Whatever. You have to do it all the time, not with just Black people. Okay, let's just make that understood. Because we see this stuff all over. The fact that you have to have video recordings for the safety of your inmates in a jail should tell you. It's not just for, oh, well, we need to have proof that we made sure that we didn't do something stupid. Obviously, as we've seen in Mercy Correctional Facility, they really didn't give a damn.
Well, we're stereotypically more scary and more dangerous.
Somebody with her, because now at this point where I see that, okay, he now has his hands and stuff behind his back, you have him restrained in the chair. Let him tire himself out. Why is he like this? tiring himself out with his hands behind his back. Like this, really? And you're leaning on him and you're telling me it's easy to breathe? You think that somebody's just going to randomly say, help me? And you're telling me that you couldn't hear him gagging?
He's just trying to get loose.
That's all, while his hands are behind his back restraining a chair.
Yeah.
With a mask on.
Yeah. Him saying that, he's just trying to get loose. He doesn't even mean it. He can breathe fine if I kneel on his neck for
that's what it's I just don't really understand how it seems to be so easy to restrain somebody and then kill them. It's so easy to do that. Why don't you try to, take him out with his hands not behind his back? Oh, that's right, because you'd probably get your ass whooped. That's why, because you're nothing but bullies.
Too real.
Bullies. High school kids, middle school kids that were picked on as little kids, and now you have a badge and you're able to just be able to do what you want.
I just say that everybody...
You're disgusting.
Learn your lose.
You are not worth the tax dollars which people are paying you. You are not even worth the children you have.
Learn your news and what's going on. Learn these laws so that you can plead your case before you have to get out of the vehicle.
Record if you have to go live.
Yeah, please.
Live.
Out here
live. Let it be known. Be like, look, I'm live right now.
Yep.
We are live. Live.
Because that footage is going down in one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? I've seen police officers. We've seen these Marcy correctional facility officers. They did all types of things to try and cover up what they had did. Same thing. A little ways down the block. It looks like with this next one, a couple days later, it would happen in March.
Oh, in May, I believe. Let me make sure. No,
was it May or March?
No.
If it was May, holy shit! Wow, that just happened. That's fresh.
Make sure.
Oof. Man, I swear, man.
Yes.
I swear.
All right, so it was posted. Oh yeah, it happened in March 24.
Okay. Ooh, Lord.
March.
A little after my birthday. A little over a month after my birthday, and they was clowning again.
March.
And the first time was December something, right?
Yes. Yep.
Not the same facility, but it's the same town.
No, this was in Montgomery. This happened in Montgomery. The other Marcy one was last episode.
No, I'm saying.
But this literally all happened. This one too, if you think about it. These literally all happened besides the first original one that I talked about that happened with Robert Brooks, happened in December of 2024. Okay? This happened in March. And the other one, I believe, happened right around the same day as this. Right around the same time, February.
A sick pattern.
Like it's literally a real messed up pattern here it's Google, you guys. Holy crap.
Well, we don't want.
And I just randomly go through, pick random ones, and some of them I've never heard of. That one, well, obviously, because holy crap, it's CNN, but I don't. Always working. I have to go through the news feed to be able to find it, or he has it on the TV, and then I'll Google it or whatnot, and I'll figure it out, and I'll give my opinion on it because you guys are just fuck you. In my G.I. Jane voice, suck my dick, y'all. Like, you guys are disrespectful. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. It had to be said.
Well, we usually don't hold you this long, but we did want to give you a little extra, and we may give you another episode.
Sorry, guys. Oh, we go.
Huh?
We go.
Another episode. Give you another episode because we missed that episode on Friday.
Yeah, we got to make up.
Feeling well.
We got to make it up for you guys.
Got to make it up.
So, all right.
So, until next time, she'll finish you out.
All right, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and get notified. We will see whenever I don't even know what day it's going to be. Until next week, I'll tell you. You'll figure it out. Pieces.